Good evening, everybody. For those that don't know me, my name is Regan Miner, and I'm the Vice Chairman of the Historic District Commission. I am here filling in for Chairman Tim Gowan, who is unavailable this evening. This is the regular meeting of the March 20th, 2024 Historic District Commission meeting, and we will open up the public hearing here at 5:33 p.m. The way that the public hearing works is that the applicants have a chance to present their application. And it's also the opportunity for the commission members to ask questions of the applicant. After the public hearing closes, the public is invited to continue to stay and listen, but can no longer comment on applications. Following the commission's decision of the applications, the applicant will receive written notification tomorrow morning from Tim Dowen, the chairman of the Historic District Commission. So any questions before we roll into it? All right, cool. So hearing none, we have only one COA here for the public hearing this evening. So we have COA 543 380 Washington, and we've got Tyler here ready to present. So Tyler, I will pass the baton to you and take it away.
Thank you, Regan. How's everybody? I hope you all are doing well. So this is a follow-up after some of our initial conversations, and I believe everybody is here for the last one, so you guys have seen the COA and what we've been doing, the request to utilize asphalt shingles instead of the cedar shake shingles for the replacement of the entirety of our roof rather than the back quarter. Dane, Regan, and Jake came by and looked at the samples that we provided, and during that conversation, it was requested that we also contact Skapansky Roofing just to see what they would consider for the price of cedar shake. So we went ahead and did that. And when we were talking to, excuse me, I don't want to say we, my wife was talking to the sister, I believe it's Sarah Skapansky. I don't want to sound facetious, but when Carrie asked how much cedar shake would cost compared to the asphalt shingles, Sarah laughed.
Yeah.
We did still ask for a quote, and I do have this quote that I can email to you guys, but I'll show I received this yesterday, that's why I didn't put it into you.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So when it comes to the actual roof as an asphalt shingle, they quoted $93,850, and that's the entirety of the roof. And that should cover what we're like. I think Harry's is looking a little bit different, but for the roof itself, it's $93,850. I still asked for a cedar shake, and they quoted $272,900 for cedar shake.
Wow.
Not only that, but they also said that they had a roof that they were doing with cedar shake for a garage, and they were barely even able to source the material needed for that as well too.
Yeah.
So I guess even just ignoring the financial considerations for this aspect, I don't even know if we could actually get enough cedar shake to do the roof in its entirety anyways at this point right now.
Yeah.
At this point, just putting forward the request of myself and Carrie again to be able to move forward with the project. We have Harry Bledsoe willing to start work on April 1.
Okay.
And go ahead and do this. And then in addition to this, since the last meeting, we've actually found an active leak inside the roof itself, going from the roof through the attic into our actual living area. So we've mitigated that with buckets.
Okay.
But again, that's a Band-Aid on an overall open leg wound.
Yeah.
So we are terrified about what else is happening that we're not seeing.
Yeah.
And we would like to get this project done as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And we want to put it up to your guys' discretion and see if we can move forward.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. Thank you so much, Tyler, for the presentation. Do any members of the commission have any questions for Tyler?
I don't know.
Nancy and Greg, you guys good?
Is he reopening the COA, or because I thought we had approved it? We'd approved the COA last meeting, subject to approval of the shingle material.
In the COA, Greg, there's additions that were added. That's why they're submitting a new one.
So this is a new COA.
Yeah, it includes
that was
the additions that are on there.
Okay.
That was for a partial part of the roof, Greg.
So this is a new COA for the entire roof.
Yes, that's correct.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so this kind of supersedes the previous COA.
Correct.
More or less.
Yeah.
So Greg, unfortunately, well, it's financially a large amount of money. We've determined that the best bet just to maintain the integrity of the home is to bite the bullet metaphorically and do the entirety of the roof. Financially, it's not fun, but we're able to get some, I don't need to get into that, but
Yeah,
it's something that we can do and want to get it done
yeah,
immediately.
yeah, you have to get it done.
One question for you, Tyler, because when we were over, Carrie had showed us a couple of different of the asphalt shingles. One of them she described as a thicker asphalt shingle. Is that sounding familiar at all?
That was the premium grade, I believe. Harry
Okay.
hasn't given us a quote for that one yet. He did say it is approximately twice as expensive. So that's a verbal confirmation with the asphalt. That's the premium.
Okay.
What we're suggesting is utilizing the Certainteed Pro. I don't want to get my terminology mixed up,
Yeah.
but essentially there's 4 tiers. The premium is the highest tier.
Yeah.
This is a tier directly below it too.
Yeah.
And that's what we're getting the quotes on, actual paper written quotes. And it's going to utilize the color called cedar, or I forget exactly what it's called, but it's basically the closest one that we've been able to find to emulate the coloring of a cedar shake.
Yeah, that sand or light brown
Yeah.
color.
Right
Yeah.
here, you call it, I think it's called resawn shake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly it.
Okay.
And here it says, I'm just reading off your application,
Yeah.
basically. It says the pro selection is the mid-grade shingle,
Okay.
as their premium selection does not come in the resawn shake color, which is the color that would
okay.
most replicate cedar. And the pro selection is thicker than the traditional version and would give more of the appearance of the thickness of cedar shakes. And then there's pictures in the application for everybody online to see. I have it in front of me, but you guys have the application electronically as well. So,
Okay.
I think the one thing I really want to reiterate too is we understand and completely appreciate everybody's thoughts of maintaining the historical integrity of the home. And we purchased this home wanting to maintain the historical integrity too. And Carrie and I have come to the conclusion that the best way to maintain it is by protecting it and
yeah,
also
sure.
do it within our financial means.
Mhm.
So what we're trying to do is find the balance between historically accurate, at least representation of historically accurate,
Mhm.
and also maintaining the home for not only ourselves, but future generations as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. And just as something I'll just say as an aside to the commission, so Dana and I had the opportunity to run into the director of the State Historic Preservation Office on Friday at a conference, and we were just picking her brain because, I take every opportunity to pick her brain when I can see her. And she was saying that the State Historic Preservation Office had just done a cedar shingle roof at one of their museum properties. And interestingly enough, the quality of the cedar shingle was not what the SHPO office was expecting. And therefore, they know that in a couple years, they're going to probably have to replace that new cedar shingle roof that they just did not that long ago with another roof, because the quality of the shingle was not what it was, in the 18th century. So once we chatted about different options, she was advocating for the asphalt roof, saying that, the most important thing is to protect the building and to keep the building. In a couple of years, like I said, that cedar shake roof is going to have to be replaced at their museum property. Museum properties are different from private residences. And she mentioned some insurance issues regarding wood shingle roofs versus asphalt shingles for private residences. So anyway, we had a great conversation. And it was really helpful to pick her brain, and it was worthwhile conversation. So I just wanted to add that as an aside. So does anyone else have anything for Tyler?
No.
No?
No.
Dana, anything? No?
Nope.
Anything else to add, my friend?
No, thank you.
Okay, great. Well then, hearing no further comments, I am going to then close the public hearing here at 5:42 p.m. And at this point, we will open up the regular meeting. Tyler, you're welcome to stick around. But no more commenting on the application, but yeah, you're welcome to stick around. All right, cool. So the first item on our regular meeting agenda is action on COAs. And so we only have one COA here, COA 543, 380 Washington Street. And I would entertain a motion to approve the application as submitted and presented.
I make a motion to approve as submitted and presented.
Thank you, Jake. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ooh, All right, who was first?
Doesn't matter, Nancy could have it.
All right, Nancy can have it. Nancy has a second for our book, for our record keeper in the back over here. Any discussion on the application? Or any further discussion, I should say. All right, hearing none, I will do the roll call vote with the way I see you guys on the screen. So Nancy, I'll start with you.
Aye.
Greg Johnson,
Aye.
Jake,
Aye.
Dane,
Aye.
and me, I vote aye. So the motion passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody. So next up on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the Wednesday, February 21st, 2024 regular meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I move we approve the minutes as presented.
Tim will email you tomorrow. You're welcome.
I second.
And is there, and so sorry, I missed, so Nancy made motion and Dane, you seconded. Thank you. Any discussion on the minutes?
One minor edit, the discussion under COA 542 for 385 Washington Street. You have me seconding it twice. On line 2 and on line 4.
But Greg, it was such a good second. It deserved another mention.
That's it.
All right, great. So then, Catherine will make those adjustments accordingly. Thank you, Greg. All right, any further discussion on the minutes? Oops, sorry, I need my computer. There we go. Okay. All right, hearing no further discussion, I'll do the roll call vote again, and I'll start with you, Nancy.
Aye.
Greg Johnson,
Aye.
Jake,
Aye.
Dane,
Yes.
and I vote aye, so the minutes pass. Thank you so much, Catherine, for all your hard work. We appreciate it very much. Since our chairman is not here and he and I did not discuss any business, we will not have a chairman's report this meeting. We only have the one piece of old business, which is COA 541 380 Washington. So that, as discussed, was contingent on Jake, Dane, and I going to investigate the shingle that was proposed by the homeowners. And so the action that we need to take is we just need to officially approve the application, even though I know they just submitted their other COA, but since we had left it under an actionable item from last meeting, just to close it out, I would look for a motion as an old business item to approve COA 541 from 380 Washington Street.
I will move to approve COA 541 as stated under old business.
Thank you, Dane. Is
I
there,
second.
and Jake seconds, any discussion?
Only that I thought that we had actually approved it last meeting. It was just just the selection of materials needed to be approved.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, the COA itself was already approved.
well, it was contingent upon the materials that I had seen. So I just wanted to clean it up and just say that, yes, Jake, Dane, and I had viewed the materials and approved them. And so the final wrap up of that COA is just to finalize the approval. Okay, so I will do the roll call vote, and this time, Dane, I'll start with you.
Yes.
And Jake,
Aye.
Greg Johnson,
Aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
and I will vote aye. Thank you, guys. I don't have anything to discuss and under new business. Does anyone have anything to bring before the commission? All right, hearing nothing. Our next regular meeting will be Wednesday, April 17th, 2024 at 5:30. It'll be hybrid again, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you guys at that point. So I will look for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
All
And
right.
so seconded.
I think
And I'll
this is
second
gonna
it for
be
a second
record
time.
for the meeting.
Yeah. I move all meetings move like this.
We shall do our best, that's for sure. All right, I'll do just the roll call one last time. Dane, I'll start with you again.
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Greg Johnson,
Yes.
Nancy,
Aye.
And I vote that we adjourn as well. Thank you guys so much for your time and see you next month.